Hey everybody, how's it going? Brbteabreak here with a first impression of Melody's Escape, which is a musical rhythm game developed and published by Tessie Sprul, or SPRL, I guess you'd want to call it. And Melody's Escape is you play as Melody, who is this girl you can see in the background here, and your goal is to hit the correct notes as they appear in the game, simply by pressing the keys W, A, S, and D. And the idea of the game is you can pick any song you want, you have full control of the songs you play. So we'll show you an example here. So here's Melody, and as she runs across the terrain, you need to hit the colours according to when she runs over the circles, using the keys W, A, S, and D. So as you can see there, I actually just used an audio file I had on recording, so you can play anything freely. And the most interesting thing about Melody's Escape is the idea that you traverse the levels, which you don't really see in a music game, obviously. Where you actually have to run through these levels and go over obstacles in order to complete the area. So, besides does the game feel accurate, the most important thing in a rhythm game is the music itself. And similar to Audio Surf, you can play any song you want in Melody's Escape. And for all you audio files out there, you can play FLAC, so you don't have to worry about that. Options are pretty generic, simple for the most part. Some stuff like this. Controls are keybindable on the keyboard, not on the gamepad. It does the gamepad support. And video options are basic. It does run at 60 FPS at all times. And it does have normalized audio, which is very, very helpful if you're not aware what normalized audio is. It actually makes all your audio files the same volume when you play them back through the game. So that way you don't have a really loud song and a quiet song while you're playing, and you don't have to muck around with the volume sliders and whatnot. So here we go. We can see here there are four game modes in a way, I guess, but they're all the same. Relaxing, you only hit one key at a time, so one color for any section. Normal, you hit all four keys, so W, A, S, and D. And Intense, which is this little weird game mode where you have to use the arrow keys in accordance with W, A, S, D, but you end up just hitting like D and right arrow at the same time, W and up arrow at the same time. So it's kind of lackluster personally. And autoplay is just autoplay. You just sit there and the game plays for you. So a little bit of an example here with the normal game mode, which personally is the best game mode. And you see here there is a stability. It also loaded very quickly, which is really nice. But stability is a thing in the game, and this pretty much depends on the audio quality of the file you're using. So if it has a high bit rate and whatnot like that, it's very important. If it's low, you get really... The speed maps don't feel very accurate, and they feel kind of sloppy, and plus it just sounds terrible, personally. So here we go. I probably should change the color palette. I'll do this after. As you see, here is Dingo Dar, Crash Bandicoot 3 Warped, which is obviously the best Crash Bandicoot game, if you're not aware. And it's pretty good. It's very nice, it's simple, easy to pick up. And I can talk to you right now whilst be able to play this game at a reasonably high level. So let's get out of here though, before anything too crazy happens. I'm going to change the color palette quickly. Here, there is mod support in the game, which they'll add once it comes out on Steam. It is on Steam right now if you have an early copy. But there's a couple of skin options, hair, if you want your hair out, if you want a ponytail, if you want to be bold. Personally, I'd very highly recommend hair, because the hair, if you didn't notice, change color as you hit the notes. And there are color palettes. Vintage pink, you cannot see purple. Blue is the default one, which is much easier to see. We're actually going to do some autoplay here so I can explain myself better as we play some levels. Let's go pick a bit of this. Nice, simple background music in a way while we do this. So as someone who, I'm pretty proficient in music style games, you know, I play Rock Band, I play Guitar Hero, I've done Through the Fire and the Flames, I play Osu, I can do some, like, insane songs, not many, but I say this difficulty sits in a pretty good spot where it's, you know, it's easy to pick up and play if you're new, but there are still some very hard beat maps depending on the song you pick. But the biggest thing that stopped it from being a really, really hard game, I find, is this idea of two-hand gameplay, which makes it feel a little casual at times. And what I mean by this is, if you play Rock Band guitar, you have to use, say, your left hand to use the frets and your right hand to strum. On drums, you have to use, obviously, both hands hit sticks. Even on Osu, you have to use your mouse or your tablet to move around the screen and, you know, click with your other hands. This game doesn't actually have that option. And while it does have a two-hand gameplay option, I guess, in the hard gameplay mode, as I said, it ends up linking both of the keys together. So, for example, that jump there, which was up, on W and up on the arrow keys, you have to press them at the same time. So all it means is you end up pressing W and up at the same time to get over the obstacle. So all you end up doing is, it ends up becoming the fact that can you make your left and right hand press the same keys at the same time, which really isn't that hard. Personally, I don't find it hard. You might, if you're not very dexterous, I guess you could say, if you have poor coordination with both hands, you could find it be quite difficult, but personally I found it quite simple. And so what music plays best on this? Well, I'm going to go over the weaknesses of certain songs first, and that would have to be hip-hop songs, which makes me sad personally. And the main problem is it picks up just the drums for the most part. The game emphasizes on picking up vocal like strings even, or long vocals, but hip-hop songs usually don't have those kind of things in their repertoire, I guess you could say. And also say drum and bass songs, which really lack a lot of melody behind them. But so if you listen to something like a liquid drum and bass, or even dubstep, I guess, you get a lot of those long notes, which actually play pretty well on this. The good genres are techno and drum and bass with vocals, because the vocal strings, obviously, in those songs are usually pretty long, and even though they're synthesized for the most part, it actually picks them up easier in the game because of that reason. Songs which have really heavy guitar work, because the long guitar notes actually get played out throughout the string, I guess you could say, and it's really nice to play those. And just any song which has generally a really fast beat per minute to it, and actually orchestral pieces play really well, which makes no sense in reality. And I still think the game has its own spot in the rhythm game genre. It's not crazy hard as Osu, you won't get that great group feeling when you play Rock Band, but it's a game that has really simple and easy to pick up gameplay and goals, and it's really straightforward compared to something like Audio Surf. Is it fun? Is this actually a good game to play? It is. It's fun to pick up, it's easy to pick up. While I say it's fun, the difference is fun and easy to pick up is when you play a game like Osu, it's fun when you start playing, but it's not easy. With this game, it mixes those both together pretty well, and probably the best thing about any music game is the song selection, and if you can play any song you want, that's a pretty big perk in my opinion. And for the most part, the beat maps are actually pretty accurate, they feel pretty nice to play. Kept listening to the background music, listening to the song, connecting the song to the track is probably the best way to say it. And it's just a really nice aesthetic seeing melody traverse the levels, which you don't normally see in a music game. You know, in something like Audio Surf, you do see your little guy fly around, I guess you could say. But that's as far as it really goes. And that, it feels epic, but I don't know, it's hard to view that game. The main competitor to Melody's Escape is Audio Surf, and the main problem I find with Audio Surf compared to Melody's Escape is Audio Surf has very strange game modes which aren't easy to understand or pick up when you first play it. And it's not straightforward. This is straightforward. It's like every other music game. You hit the notes when they appear on screen, you keep a combo, and the goal is to finish the song and get the max score possible. But Audio Surf, you have to, like, you know, pick up weird blocks. You need to get like a combo of blocks in the right color to get a maximum score or something like that. It's just a little weird. And the game is satisfying to play. Your character, it's very fast. So as your character runs, slides, jumps, you know, does backflips through the levels, it just feels good to play. And there are actually flying sections in the game, which what song has a flying section? The beat map's all random, so it's kind of hard to get the exact song you want. This actually does. I think it's kind of far into the song though. But these flying sections are amazing to see. And with mod support later on, the color palettes can get changed. Maybe even, could you imagine some crazy hair effects in this? You get like some Dragon Ball Z hair. You can maybe play as a robot running. Shit, that's a good freaking option. Someone make that. Someone make a robot running with Dragon Ball Z hair. Or maybe a dinosaur on a surfboard. That could be good. Or a skateboard. A skateboard would work because, you know, you're running through this. So yeah, it's a good game. I recommend picking it up. We'll listen to a bit of standard speed here, which is very obviously a drum and bass song, which has vocals emphasized. And as you can see here, the vocals get stretched out, which is probably one of the stronger elements of the game. I don't not recommend this game if you do not like music games in general. If you played Rock Band, not so much audio stuff and OC, but you played Rock Band really, and you didn't enjoy those games, you probably wouldn't enjoy this. Because this game really has this niche audience which it is catering to. It's a good music game which is on the PC, which we really are lacking games on PC which are music based. These slow seconds are very, very hard to play as you walk very slowly. And look at those hair follicles. Follicles? No, those hair effects. It's great. And of course you can play any song you want. That's a really big perk for someone who doesn't usually like music games. That's the biggest crap. People play Rock Band. Oh, I don't like rock music. I like pop music. Here are the flying sections, and you can see the effects are crazy. You're flying through the freaking sky while you play this game. It's great. And second's over, but doesn't really matter there. So anyway guys, if you like this video, subscribe to the channel. I do these videos every day. Final verdict, pick it up. It's on Steam. It's not bad. If you like music games, I highly recommend you pick it up. If not, maybe wait for a price drop. Maybe, you know, have a look around some other reviews and whatnot and see what they think also. But anyway guys, it's Brbteabreak. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.